Everybody, welcome to QassApp. So here we're looking at the analytics page for the school section. Right, so because we're looking at a brand new school with no data, no students, no grades posted, everything is zero, okay? So there's no information anywhere. But because it's like this, it's good to point out a few things. So this is the cohort data where it would be the class, the male, and the female, and the subject. And then this means the highest mark scored, the number of students above average, the class average score, the number of students below average, and the lowest mark scored. Right now we're looking at grade 7A. Okay, student performance rating is what's the average grade for this group. Okay, there's no data, so it's 0. This small table here shows us just another breakdown. It shows class performance, the male performance, the female performance. So these numbers are averages: class average, male average, female average. And here's a rating table, which basically tells us, it gives us a rating score. So if a kid gets, if the class average, is 80%, then the rating score would be 8.0. So it would be 8. If it was 70%, it would be 7.0. If it was 50%, be 5.0. 55% would be 5.5. And so you would take that number and apply it to this table to determine whether the performance is good, bad, or mediocre, average. And so that's that. Now if you want to just filter and reduce the number of groups you're looking at, because currently we're looking at all groups, okay, A, B, C. Just want to look at C for grade 7, you click there. If you want to look at grade 8, click on this, and you would see grade 8 data. So that's that. Now we'll take a look at a school that actually has data, okay? So that's right here. As you can see, this would be the subject. The little tooltip you see here saying teacher B.Jada. B is the first name, initial, and Jada is the second name. It tells you who the teacher was to produce these results for this grade group 7A. 65% was the average score for the class. 6.5 is the rating, and its highest mark scored. Number of students above average. Average is 71%. Number of students below average, 16. Lowest mark scored, 27%. And so that just goes on. This is the class cohort, the male cohort, the female cohort, and we're looking at a different subject here. This is calculus, okay? And it just goes on from there. So it's pretty much the same format. If you just wanted the information for T, click there. One thing to note is that you also get the ratings and the average score for each class here on the table on the right. Now that we've taken a look at that, over here in the side column, you can click on the high school or the junior school. We're currently looking at high school analytics for term 3, 2018. So you can only look at the current term right here, okay? Now over here, you can take a look at the junior school analytics for the current term. So grade 1 has no data because there are no students there. Grade 6, for example, has a few students. There is English taught there, algebra taught here, and it shows the classes taken by all the students in grade 16. Same format, same filter for the group you want to look at, either all or one at a time. And so that's pretty self-explanatory. And here on the left, we take a look at teachers, okay? So that's what the whole application is about. It's about teacher assessment analysis, okay? So this is the appraisal. This shows you here the self-score of the teacher and the score given to them by the evaluators. And you look at all the criteria, and this shows you the information for term 3 in 2018, and it goes back. So for example, term 2 in 2018, all the way down at term 1 in 2018. It gives you this information, okay? The quality score, the average score for the students in their class, and then their total score, which is composite, 50% the SPR score and 50% the quality score, okay? And this just shows you a trend chart of how they've been doing over time. So here we click on the grades. These are the grades produced by this teacher. For example, this teacher is a headmaster. So his student performance rating is actually the average of all the students at his level. So he's a high school headmaster. So this shows you the performance for the entire high school. Right, so this is term 1, term 2, and you can go ahead and look at like the average for each grade right here in the site column. These grades had no information, so as you can see it's full of zeros. These grades, however, did have information, so you have actual numbers there. Over here we can take a look at the trend. So high school statistics, okay, so you can see overall, what's the average score, what's the highest score, what's the lowest score, and the number of students in the entire high school relative to this average, okay? Alright, here you have the female data, same format as above, number of students above average, number of students below average, the average trend, max score trend, and min score trend, lower score trend. And moving on, you have like grade 12 statistics, just for grade 12, for the chart for that, and grade 9 statistics, both overall and just for male and female. So you get that actual data there with you. So if you want to look at how things have been progressing over time, you can look at these trend charts. To look at a different teacher, just click here. Right. This is another teacher. So we have some information. There's a little bit of information. This is a survey chart. And notice one thing. The surveys that are asked for teachers are not the same as a survey that's asked for headmaster, okay, or a deputy headmaster. There's different assessment criteria. So it's pretty much the same format. You get the graph, the Q score, S score, and the T score. Because the teacher actually teaches actual subjects, we're looking at their course performance over time as opposed to for entire grade groups like grade 12, etc. So here you can see this data over time, the subjects they've taught, the performance rating. So it's quite neat, okay? And here you get to see the trend. Now for the teacher, it's a much simpler chart. We're looking at class statistics, we're looking at female statistics, we're looking at male statistics. That's it, okay? And if you want to see something that's really, really interesting, is to look at the rank of teachers within your school. We actually go ahead and rank them by their Q score, their S score, and their T score. The quality score based on the survey, and then the S score, the student score over here, and then the T score right there at the end. Okay. So these are the grades that this teacher teaches. Okay. Which is here. Now, notice something here. See the red buttons? It basically means the teacher produced a teacher score, a T score, that was less than good. So it's either satisfactory or unsatisfactory. And these pie charts, you can basically rank these. Just clicking on that, you can rank it, ascending, descending, based on Q score. A little pinpoint who the troublemakers are within your establishment, who needs help. So basically it shows you a pie chart of how many teachers were unsatisfactory, good, etc. within your school, and likewise for the SPR score. It's quite useful, and then you see a T-score trend chart of a teacher's scores over time. So you get this data here. So this is how you would rank teachers within your school. So with that said, we've covered everything within the analytics section for school. I hope this has been extremely helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? So, take care, bye.